with the ad exec for a penguin collared shirt ad. This is the guy I would cast. Put your hands together for Michael Vinton.
Hello. Everyone is so beautiful. Thank you for coming. All right, I'll get right to the point. So I was taking an acting class one time, and we were to always tape record our scenes as if we were like on a real live movie set. So my director said to me one day, he said, you know, you're a little scared of the camera. And I thought, are you kidding? I love being in front of the camera. But anyways, so as an exercise, I was to come into class next week pre-embarrassed. Wear something that would completely embarrass myself so that way I wouldn't think or care about how I look. Well, I was beside myself. I mean, what could I possibly wear to embarrass myself? So first I thought of being naked. I know, can you picture it? And, but I didn't, thanks. I didn't feel that comfortable, and plus, you know, it was the middle of winter, so let's be serious here. So then I thought of wearing just my boxers, but I wasn't that comfortable either, and my scene partner was really hot. I mean, aren't they always? So anyways, I finally figured out what would completely embarrass myself. It's if I wore women's clothing. So I asked my lovely roommate Rhonda if I could go shopping in her closet, and she was just too excited. So we're shopping around. Now Rhonda is this beautiful girl, blonde hair, blue eyes, that has everything that matches. I mean, the shoes match the hat, which matches the underwear, which complements the belt, I mean the whole thing, right? And we find this American Eagle t-shirt that on her covers her midriff, but on me, comes to just below my nipples. Yeah. And then she gives me a beach hat. Are we serious? And it was blue and pink, and it fit like a visor on my head. Yeah. So then we topped it off with some pajama pants and some sandals, and boom, I was ready to go. So I hop on my little Saturn and I courageously go off to acting class, and I'm looking at myself in the mirror and not really paying attention to where I'm going, because I look pretty ridiculous, right? And I feel this big bump. Yeah, and at first I thought it was a giant pothole, like the ones you can literally drive straight through to China in, you know? But I thought I'd better circle back and make sure that it was nothing. So I come back around the corner and I find this poor cat in the middle of the road, and he's just gasping for air. Yeah. So I didn't know what to do. You know, I've never hit an animal before, so I did what any normal red-blooded American would do. I drove off. And I got about halfway down the street, and my Catholic guilty conscience made me go back. Well, I circled back around the curb, only to find this lady parked in the middle of the street, and her headlights are beating down on the cat. And I roll down my window and I say, "Are you okay?" And she says, "Somebody just killed my cat." Oh God, no! Seriously? So I was about ready to hightail it out of there, and she asks me if I wouldn't mind helping her. So what do? I help her. So I pull over, and the whole time I'm thinking, you know, what the hell am I going to say? Sorry, lady, allergic to cats? You know, I can't do that. So I go over to where she and the cat are, and she's crying and falling on the floor, and crying and falling on the floor. And she asks me if I wouldn't mind going and getting her husband. Now, God, why would I want to do a thing like that? I mean, if he finds out that I killed his cat, he ain't gonna be too happy, okay? So I go over to the house, which is right next to the street of death, and I knock very lightly on the door so he can't hear me. But that doesn't matter, because he could hear her crying from the street. So he comes out limping in his boxers and his wife beater shirt and his man chest hair hanging out. It's like, honey, what's wrong? And she just starts screaming, Cuddles is dead! Somebody kill Cuddles! Are we serious? I mean, is this cat the second coming? It's just a pussy. So he goes over to where she is, and they're crying and falling on the ground, and crying and falling on the ground, and I just don't know what to do next. So then she asked me if I wouldn't mind picking up the cat and taking it to their yard. So what did I do? I picked up my victim, I wrapped him in a little blanket, and I took him to their yard. And when I came back, she was thanking me and saying, "I'm so glad that I met you. God bless you. You're my guardian angel." And before I knew it, these words were just coming out of my mouth. "I'm sorry I killed your cat." Yeah. And she jumps back as if somebody just stabbed her in the heart, and he starts looking at me and breathing heavy, you know, like he's about to take me out. I'm like, "I'm so sorry, you know, it was dark and I didn't see poor Cuddles, and when I circled back around, you know, you didn't come home." Well, they weren't having it, and they asked me to leave. So at this point, all the neighboring neighbors had come out to watch the show, starring Michael Cat Killer Vinton. And I was kind of scared, so I just jumped in my car. And I'm on my way to class, right? And I look in the mirror for a second time, and then it hit me what I was wearing. I still had the hat on, I still had the shirt on, and I still look ridiculous the whole time. And to top it off, this happened down the street from a lesbian bar, so God knows what the hell they thought I was. Okay, so needless to say, I am never embarrassed anymore. Thank you, you guys been great.